Yo, what's good? What's good? It seems like we just left here. Guess what? We just left here. The Knicks at Night podcast went to like 5:30 a.m. this morning, and I'm back. Skynet allowed me to come back. Hey, what's good? Payback Carter. Payback Carter's in the building. What's good? Delano Steele. What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good? Hey, seems like we just left out of here, right? Yeah, we just left out of here for sure. For sure. The Knicks at Night podcast wrapped at like 5:30. It was crazy. It was crazy. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yo, we just left out of here. It was bugged out because I think we were all mad because we lost to OKC and we couldn't figure out a legit reason why we lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. We could say that we did. Everybody had pretty good reasons and all that stuff, but nah, we couldn't figure out why we lost to Oklahoma City Thunder, and it was frustrating. So let me see what my boys are saying. Yo, what's good? Payback Carter for sure. What's good? Salute. Playoff weekend. Word. I'm excited about a few things. I'm gonna get into that while the chat is building up. I'm gonna get into that. Still working right now. Hey, work of mine. Hey, speaking of working man, I have a Patrick story. Hey, Legion of the Knicks podcast wants me to tell the end of the Janet Jackson story. That I have is hilarious. Y'all never heard the Janet Jackson story? Oh my goodness. Oh, or like the baby say, "Oh my goodness." Yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, hey. The debate thing is funny, man. The debate thing is funny because cats come with that smoke until they realize when they get in that arena, yo, that smoke is not real all the time. Yeah, the pressure was about to build up. You said Chuck B is the younger brother of LeVar Ball. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, yo. Illmatic is in the building. What's good? Yo, so you never heard the Janet Jackson story. Jason Alba is in the building. What's good? Well, I don't want to tell the Janet Jackson story, right? I don't want to tell a Patrick story either. Because the Janet Jackson story is, I think we should save for like a special occasion, and not just a random KMD morning, right? But the Patra one is, and listen, when I tell you there's a Janet Jackson story, it involves Janet Jackson and Uncle Freezy, right? And if I tell you there's a Patra story, it involves Patra and Uncle Freezy. Oh, y'all don't know who Patra is. Y'all don't know who Patra is. Um, Jason Alba. What happened to the Knicks guards last night is the coaching staff. The coaching staff had a terrible game plan, and it showed from the first minute. What happened to the Knicks guards were not a Knicks guards thing. What happened to the Knicks guards was a coaching staff thing. Oh, hey, Steele said, no, Uncle Freezy. I know who Patra is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so to kind of take some of the air out of the balloon on both stories, I don't know these women personally, right? I don't know them personally, right? And it wasn't a deal where it was something crazy. Well, something crazy, yeah, but not like what y'all thinking. What you could presume, right? If we get, I tell you what, if we get a hundred people in here, I'll tell the Patrick story. If once we get to about 100 people in the chat, I'll tell the Patrick story. Bodega Wi-Fi. What's good? What's good? So Bodega Wi-Fi says Miller had the ultimate scouting report on our players. Probably. Simon Ball. Simon Ball was good. Simon Ball says, salute Freezy. We should have got that one last night, but it's just one game. Let's just relax. Monitor and says the bounce back on Sunday. We good. Yep. Yep. I'm in that boat, even though I really wanted that game last night, and not because it was OKC, but I prefer to be 6-3 instead of 5-4. 6-3 feels a lot better to me with this team than 5-4, even if we don't do what a lot of us want this team to do. Jason Alba says, "LOL, I'm a Gen Z kid. I have no clue who guys talking about." Patra, yeah, yeah. Don't sweat it, man. It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing to it. It's a funny story. It's a funny story, but it ain't really nothing to it, man. It's when we get the chat up a little bit, I'm gonna tell it then. And not that you guys don't deserve to hear it. I just don't want to tell a story like over and over and over again, or have people, what I'm saying, telling the story for me, and then the story gets out of control and grows legs of its own. I don't want that to happen. Bodega Wi-Fi. What's good? What's good? The Mike Miller revenge game, says Jason Alba. Yeah, Mike Miller needs one in that game for revenge. He needs one in that. Wayne Peterson is in the building. Wayne Peterson says yesterday was a winnable game, but it wasn't too bad of a loss. We good. Yeah, basically. Yeah. You're going to have clunkers like this. Yo, Jamie Peralta's in the building. What's good? Tibbs thought Peyton is a beast. LOL. No, yeah. If he thought that, he crazy. D Blocks is in the building. What's good? Hey, again, man, I'm sorry for having such a slow morning. We wrapped at like 5:30, right? We wrapped at like 5:30. And I went in the kitchen and got a healthy snack, which I hate, by the way. What's a healthy snack? Really, man? What's a healthy snack? I'm listening to the doctors, and it's the reason why I wasn't on yesterday. The reason why I'm definitely here today because I had a doctor's appointment, the annual joint sneak up on me. I forgot, you know what I'm saying, and then had to go, and then how y'all know how it is with doctor's appointments, and in this environment, if you miss it, you may not be able to get back in again for like 3 months. So I had to go make that, and I missed just the next morning drive yesterday, and it kind of hurt my heart because it was like a last minute thing, and without one, and I didn't get the chance to tell anybody. Definitely, definitely. Adele Chapman is in the building. What's good? What's good? What up? What up? What up? Salute. Salute. Hey, so how y'all like the new setup? Y'all like the new setup better than the old one? I got a microphone though. My mic broke. I dropped it on the floor and the base of it broke. So now I'm up here. Now I'm up here like Bob Hope holding a microphone. So Bob Hope might be a little bit before some of y'all time too. My bad. Hey, Jason Alba, Greek yogurt is a healthy snack. But how does it taste though? How does it taste? That's what I'm. You know what I'm saying? My deal is the thing with me is so the story in a nutshell, right? So I went from being just a big guy at like 275, just a big guy walking around like at 275 pounds, 6'5" and a half, 275 or whatever. You can so in some things I look really big, some things I look okay, like the average guy, right? And it's because I was in a gym. So I get hurt, right? And I start taking this medicine and all this stuff, man. I can't walk for like I'm kind of like I'm legit can't walk bedridden for like a year. And when I get out of the bed, I'm like 400 pounds, and I'm fast forwarding through a lot of stuff now. So when I get out of the bed, I'm like 400 pounds, right? And then I'm trying to rehab and all kind of stuff too, and my weight balloons up higher than that, just out of control, right? So then I walk around with it for a long time because I started having kids and all kinds of stuff. And then what happened is one day I'm like, yo, Uncle Freezy, look at yourself. One day I look in the mirror, I'm like, what in the world's going on? And so I lose a bunch of weight. And I'm fast forwarding through a lot of stuff now, a lot of stuff. So I fast forward through, I lose a lot of weight. I get down to about 320, 320, 323. You know what I'm saying? Lose a lot of weight, right? My goal was to get down to about 225, but I get to like 323 and then I plateau, right? No matter what I do, no matter what I eat, how much I work out, no matter what kind of rest I get, my body's like, nah, we're gonna lock in here, lock in at this weight or whatever, right? So, um, so Freezy, who you play next? I can't remember. I can't remember. Sunday, I found out. I found out for us. Um, so yeah, so I lose all of that weight, man. I lose like 140 pounds or something. And then I started getting on with Frederick is in the building. What's good? Frederick, you thought I didn't see you. Frederick, you thought I didn't see you. Okay, all right. All right. So anyway, fast forward where I am right now. I'm up from 325 because of the situation, the pandemic and stuff going on, right? And so I can't figure out what a healthy snack is in order for me to get my weight back down. My goal is to be about I want to get to around 210, 205. I hadn't been at weight since I was in the military. So Adele Chapman says I could definitely understand weight fluctuation. I'm doing my best to deal with it. It's hard to keep off. Yes, especially since I can't get in the gym like I've been wanting to. Jason Alba says strawberry Greek yogurt tastes really good and is more filling than regular strawberry yogurt. Well, good. I need something. I need something, boss. Because the thing is, what I'll do, and I know this is a Knicks channel, and I know y'all are like, this is the Knicks morning drive, Uncle Freezy. Why we not talking about the Knicks? And we'll get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I sent the stuff out late, and so we only have a few people. So I'm gonna just share this with y'all. So so um I've been trying to get the weight down and down and down, but it's hard because like what I'll do is I'll eat a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, like California blend. Oh my god, I love man. If California blend was it, then I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, you get tired of eating. You know what I'm saying? Eating stuff like California blend. You get tired of eating green beans, just random. You know what I'm saying? So healthy snacks and stuff. Host the healthy snacks thing. I know what I'm talking about. All right. Denver is next. Wow. Bodega Wi-Fi. Thank you for that. Bodega Wi-Fi is the homie, y'all. Bodega Wi-Fi is the homie for real. Appreciate that. D Block said 225 is a great weight at 6 foot. I wish. I'm gonna try to get there, but we'll see. Philip Jones is in the building. What's good? Hey, D Block says I'm 210. It's just my face that needs weight. hey, dog. I'm the opposite. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinner with a whole bunch of flabby skin, but I got a big pie face. They was calling me Heavy D last night. If you eat it, if you eat it, you living good. Right, right, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, so Jason Alba says if you want to lose weight, just cut out all the fast food and soda, limit processed food. Yeah, I be trying that, man. But this man, bruh, yeah, I be trying that, and I'm working on cardio. Yo, almonds too. Yeah, they say almonds are healthy. So Adele Chapman says I work on the road and have a short lunch, so I grab and eat whatever's around. Usually not quality food. I have to be disciplined and prepare my food. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to be disciplined because you're gonna put on a bunch of weight doing that. Frederick says everything is processed. LOL. Yeah, 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 y'all. So am I? So are y'all disappointed about last night's game, or is it just a? Um, should we consider it a blip on the radar? No soda, right? But soda is so cheap. Soda is cheaper than water, boss. Bodega Wi-Fi soda is cheaper than water. And I know you'll say, nah, man, you could buy a 200 pack of water for such and such. But I'm saying for those that are on the go, a cold water is the same price as water. Like those Nestle waters are the same price as Pepsi's if you get them out of a vendor or something. At least where I am, it is. So D Block says, yo, almonds is crazy, crazy good for you. I might have to try it. So the almonds and is and salmon thing. So part of my struggle is I like to not eat meat, right? You know, because I tell you what happened to me. I went vegan. I went vegan, and um, while I didn't lose any weight, my energy was up. Like when I went to sleep, I slept good and woke up refreshed. I started doing that as a vegan, right? So vegan didn't offer me any weight loss issue, any weight loss help, but it did help me rest, and it gave me more energy to work out and stuff. Yeah, limit processed foods. Is it me? Is it me? Or most guys over 6'2" hate cardio workouts. um, I don't think it's just you. I don't think it's just you. Um, that cardio, depending on what type of cardio you do, if it's just on the machine running, if it's just say normal cardio bicycle, I think a lot of us have issues with cardio. Now, if it's a deal where you get outside and you do a high intense cardio, or in one of those big rooms at the gym where you do high intense cardio, I might hate it, but I could see the rewards of it right away. D Block says in Cuba the good stuff for you is cheap, but the bad stuff is expensive. Wish it was like that here. White Falcon 44 was good. Adele Chapman, RJ is whom I'm concerned of. I know it's the second year, so his production will be erratic. Let's dive into that a little bit. Let's dive into that a little bit because I see conflicting thoughts on it. I'm gonna put this invite back in the chat. So we're in a space where RJ Barrett's shit shooting is terrible, and at the same time, we know it's only year two for RJ. Barely into year two. Barely into year two. Right? My concern last night, yeah, any type of cardio was good. It's all about the diet. Yep. And you know what? Weight loss is one in the kitchen. It's 70% kitchen, 30% gym. Y'all remember that. I'm one that can attest to that. Somebody told me that and I thought they were stupid when they were telling me that. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. But then when I flipped it, because I used to go in the gym and try to bench every weight in the gym, try to deadlift every weight in the gym, try to run as far as the machine will take me, right? And I wouldn't lose any weight. But when I started eating right, my weight started coming down. Go figure. Go figure. Go figure. It's as simple as going from honey buns to broccoli. Go from honey buns to broccoli and watch your weight go down. Do the same thing in the gym. Do the same thing in the gym, and then exchange honey buns for broccoli and see what happens. RJ's jump shot is scary looking, y'all. I can't front RJ. I'm getting confidence as a decent player. RC Creative was good. Was good. I heard of that too, Freezy. 30 and 70. Word. Word. Eat, drink foods that boost your metabolism too. So what foods will um so what foods would help boost your metabolism? Wayne Peterson says, "Yep, I went vegan and lost 20 pounds and didn't work out regularly." Bam. That's what I'm telling you. It's what I'm telling you. And look, and look, the whole and I promise you, I'm gonna get back to this next thing. But the vegan part of life is not it's not easy. It's not easy, right? You have to be prepared. You know what I mean? Like you have to be prepared. You know, you can't like when you out you with your people, like when you with your girl, you like, hey baby, you know what you want to get to eat? You know, you want to grab a bite to eat or whatever. And a lot of times they're gonna say the worst case scenario for you. They're gonna be like, let's go to the Italian restaurant across town where the line is a mile long. And you can go in there and they stuff your plate with a whole bunch of you like, oh man, you can be like, you know I'm vegan. I'm vegan. Why would I want to go to the Italian place and I'm vegan? Everything they have in there is gonna have like a mixture of meats and all that stuff in it and animal byproduct in it. And she's gonna be like, but it's a special occasion. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to just go in there and eat bread with no butter or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's crazy. So if you're thinking about being vegan, think about it some more. That's my advice. So Adele Chapman says, I'm starting to mess with these Trader Joe smoothies that with a banana and orange or grapefruit. Bring your water bottle to work. F the soda. They get in our way. That's a good start for the morning, right? No doubt. C Mac was good. You said foods with lots of fiber like oatmeal. Yeah, man, oatmeal makes me feel so heavy. And the funny thing about oatmeal is, regardless of the amount of oatmeal I eat, I always feel heavy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about steel cut oats too, by the way, not just regular oatmeal. Steel cut oats. A dude said, "Hey, do steel cut oats with do steel cut oats, sweeten it with a little honey, maybe a little applesauce, maybe put some fruit on it, whatever. If you want to lose weight, just look at Nerlens Noel. You see, he don't eat any food. He don't eat nothing. I see, Craig. But most people that go vegan start loading up on carbs, right? See, I don't want to do that. Stuff rich in protein helps the metabolism, especially for snacks. A lot of seasonings can help boost your metabolism as well. I use a lot of ginger. Hey, bro. So I watched um Netflix. So I watched this next Netflix joint um on juicing. And the dude was like, I put ginger in everything. Hey yo, ginger? Uncle Freezy and ginger? No way. No way. I put ginger in a juicer one time. Bro, no way. I'm here to tell you. Andy N is in the building. What's good? What's good? Yes, AC Mac. Steel cut oats. Steel cut oats is the move, but it don't taste worth nothing. When you eat it by yourself with no seasoning, nothing. It tastes like nothing. It tastes just like, why am I even? What's the point? Intermittent fasting is good. Not eating after 9 o'clock. Hey, RC creator. So I do intermittent fasting. What I'll do, and sometimes I have the willpower, and sometimes I don't. I won't lie to you. I'm here to tell you, Uncle Freezy is not perfect, man. I'm not. I'm not perfect. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll fast for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like reset your metabolism or whatever. I'll go 24 hours without eating anything, drinking just water. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is it jump starts my metabolism. Rodney Hale says tough loss last night, but we will be good. Yep, I'm with you. Soda is the worst thing you can drink. It's acid with flavoring. Right, right. Hey, you know what else I heard? Deli sandwiches are one of the worst things you can eat. I heard from a guy, I guess it was on that same Netflix special, that deli meat is a stage something carcinogen, just like a cigarette. It's like you eat a deli sandwich and smoke a cigarette. You've had two carcinogens in the same time frame. So it depends on your body type and determine an individual diet. Yeah. Nah. It don't give me a stomach ache. It's ginger is like one of the strongest. Be careful with ginger. That's all I'm gonna say. It looks harmless. All right. So Bud says it's like ginger mango candy from Japan. They are fire. Right. My bad. I just hit the light. Hey, we need some more of my bads then. So Bud says I haven't drank soda in like 5 years, straight green tea or water. Hey, that's bold, man, because I like stuff like Bud Light too. And we when all of us when this thing is finally run its course and we all hang out together, y'all gonna really see how much I love Bud Light. If the Uncle Freezy Studios in here was on fire, and there was a thimble full of water and a fire truck full of Bud Light, I might be down on the corner drinking some Bud Light. And I know that sounds childish, but Bud Light is Buds. I can't keep putting that picture up on my screen. You gonna have to Buds, you're gonna have to do something with this, man. It's a family show. So Adele Chapman says he's addicted to his deli sandwiches. That hurts. Yeah, yeah. Yo, hey, Mob Deep talks about Boar's Head. Yeah, yeah, and it's not just them; it's everybody, man. So and I didn't come here to throw shade at the delis, delicatessens, and all of that stuff. No shade at them. I'm just saying if you wanna just make sure you be careful. Paris Duggar. Because of our shooting, we're gonna lose ugly when we lose. But we can still be 500. Yeah. I don't know what's up with Nutriments. We only lost OKC Buzz. We good. Yeah. Yeah, we threw that game away. We threw that game away. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it. Yeah, OKC wasn't that impressive. They didn't do anything special. Their point guard didn't go out there on the floor and run some magical offense. We just couldn't get the ball in the basket. And then Mitch went out. Jason Alba says deli sandwiches are fire too. Yes. Yes, they are. Turkey and avocado sandwich is healthy and delicious. Yep. And other news, Keyshawn B says the Knicks need shooting bad. So here's the thing about the Knicks needing shooting. Where are we gonna get it from? How much are we gonna pay for it? Is it expensive? Is it worth going after right now in this season? Can we wait till our shooting develops on our team as opposed to going and getting some? Right? That's a lot to think about, Keyshawn B. Yeah, that should have been a blowout. Oklahoma City couldn't throw but they couldn't throw the ball in the basket. But neither could we. Yeah, the Knicks played down to the level of their competition. I agree. Yeah, it's a hit or miss, or it's a make or miss league for sure. Yeah, he was like that before the game, right? We really need we getting hit by the injury bug bad. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I hope it's not so. But if this is Corona related, we are in trouble. If this is Corona related, we're in trouble. I'm not sure. Where would Kyle Korver play? Does he take RJ's minutes? Bye bye DSJ and Frank. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, man. That's hilarious. So I got the new setup in here. I'll probably get a background or something. What happened is my one of my kids moved out, and I was like, "Yo, this is the perfect opportunity to um, you know, get a little studio or something in here where I can have you guys all to myself. You know what I'm saying? But what I realized is when I was using the old joint back there, the screen was mad grainy. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how grainy the screen was? And now I got the joint. I've been had this. I've been using it already. The ring light and all that. And so the computer I had here, I bought the computer when excuse me, I think I bought the computer when like um 2012, 2013. It just had a lot of issues with it. So I packed it up and just went ahead and got a new one. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to spend money on put money into something. I like cars, man. How about that? Let me stop beating around the bush. So I like cars. I like buying cars and I like buying old ones, right? And I like trying to fix them up. So I was weighing my options. Do I put the money in this car that I got, or do I put money into the Knicks Morning Drive, Knicks at Night podcast, Knicks versus Knicks Unbiased? And so Foxy was like, "Hey man, the people love it. Go ahead and do your thing, man. It'll be worth it in the long run." So yeah, so here I am. We could potentially Brandissimo. Brandissimo. We could potentially draft some shooting. Yep. We can get shooting from free agency draft to trade. Oh, y'all talking about long term. If y'all talking about long term, sure. Sure. It was bad, the loss, because you beat Milwaukee and some other really good team and lost to a team that should have been beat. Yep. Coach Malone from Denver is from saying coaching tree is Thibodeau. That worries me. Teams like that, you have to beat. Yep. Yep. Ha 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 ha. Quattro Cinco, you funny. Gotta claim that man cave before the women claim. Hey man. Hey, so the thing is, what I would rather do, my thing what I'd rather had done was so I got a little land out back. So what I would rather have done is went out and just built me a joint. Not nothing too major. Something like excuse me, something 18 by 18, 20 by 20, something like that. I know that's big, right? For this, but I'm talking about like a multi-purpose joint where me and the boys can go out there and do something with some Bud Light or something, or shoot some pool or something. I don't know, maybe bigger because when you put a pool table in someone, you want some room to walk around it. So I like shooting pool and stuff like that. So whenever y'all come over, y'all you know how it is. Keyshawn B says Knox looking more and more like a spot up shooter. Hey, to be a spot up shooter, you got to actually sink the shot. Jason Alba says Frank Ntilikina is a 6'4" Mike Miller. That's a good wall for a green screen. Yeah, I see, but I got something on it though. I got something on it. So yeah. So I may wind up old cars with power freezing. Of course. Of course. What kind of question is that, D Block? All Star Sports 23. Salute and good morning, Uncle Freezy in the chat. Good morning. Yo! What's good? What's good? The New York Knicks say, "You what's good? Top of the morning." New channel alert, old school, featuring your host Freezy Malone. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. IQJ, what's good? Right. I'm with you. We lost to a Mike Miller coach team last night. He knew the players better than Tom T did last night. Rocket, I feel you. I feel you, right? But nah. I feel like the Thunder came out to lose that game, and we let them off the hook. I think we legit let them off the hook last night because when they came out, they didn't look like they wanted they were playing like the world was on fire. They shot in the low 20%, the high 20 percentages for a long time, maybe like a quarter and a half, I think. You know what I'm saying? Most nights when you shoot 20 something percent out the gate, teams get such a big lead on you that it's impossible to come back. Ismail Rivas is in the building. Ismail Rivas says, salute fellow Nick family, salute at Uncle Freezy. Yep. Go Buffalo Bills. Today is everything. Yo, my Bears are playing tomorrow. My Bears play the Saints tomorrow. Rocket, morning Freezy. What's good, fam? Hey, one of the dopest names in the game. Pseudonym Squeak Pay. We need to bounce back strong tomorrow. As an entire unit, we played bad. Yes. Because they gave us some looks and we couldn't figure it out. Nah, hey, D Block says, nah, Freezy, they earned it. They wanted it more simple. Nah. When you watched the game last night, they looked terrible out the gate. They looked terrible. They didn't do anything. Towards the end of the game, they just hit more shots. Mitch was sick and left the game. So when Mitch left, that turned the time. We need to see it for what it is. So Tomas Abreu says, the Knicks at Night podcast and the Knicks want to drive crushing any chance of me ever having a solid sleeping schedule. LOL. And guess what, Tomas Abreu? Me too. Me too. My only concern is I'm not a fan of Tibbs' minutes management. Yeah. Yep. Rogers is the GOAT. Yep. Yep. I won't. I won't. Yo! Big Oso is in the building. What's good? What's good? Hey, so D Block says I didn't watch it. I was on Legion Nick's podcast. Yeah, man. Hey, Legion does a good show, man. Hey, the one thing I like about Legion of Nick's podcast is this is that his show is different from ours and what people don't notice it, right? So his joint is more like a coach's show. Like they break down a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, with players all on the floor and all kinds of stuff like that. Um, and it gives you insight to what coaches and stuff and everybody might be thinking. You know what I'm saying? For the Knicks Morning Drive and the Knicks at Night podcast, it's more for like the bleacher bums. You know what I'm saying? It's more for the bleacher bums. It's more for people that while we might know basketball, we just don't talk it like that. We're just, we like the storylines and all kind of stuff like that, man. So shout out to Legion for doing great work too. So the New York Knicks says the 24/7 Blanche Tears Network nonstop Knicks. Non-stop. It's on the way. It soon come. Junior Martin says, what happened last night? Oklahoma City came out flat. Mitch got sick. Oklahoma City took advantage of that and won. Adele Chapman says, I'll support the Bills and the Bears this playoff. I'm a Giants fan, so no horse in the race. One of my BF is a Bears fan, and the woman fan is from upstate, Bills country. I feel you, upstate New York, no doubt. When is Color Blocks getting on payroll? I'm loving his breakdowns. Yeah, you can't. I really can't pin him down. I think him and Legion may have formed an alliance. I think they probably gonna get together and do some stuff. Um, I'm not for sure. I hadn't spoken to Color Blocks. Um, but I like to hear him talk, man. I think he's a interesting fellow. Ismail Rivas says, "Hey Freezy, do you think your Bears can win tomorrow? I heard your boy Kevin Knox will replace RJ in the lineup tomorrow. LOL." So that's twofold, right? So both of those are pipe dreams, right? So the thing with Knox, the thing with Knox is how do you replace a guy that's ultra aggressive with a guy that's super passive? And the thing, do you think it? Oh, you know what? This kid CK2K is a Saints fan. Maybe I should troll him on Twitter. Maybe I should troll CK2K. Hold on, let me put this thing down and troll. Hey, so for those of y'all following the show on Twitter, I'm gonna call out CK2K and his fans about this Saints versus Bears game. Hold on. So I just threw something out there on Twitter for CK2K. Y'all know who CK2K is, right? GI, yo, what's good? What's good? Yeah, our players were clearly winded. The young guys, they could play 40 minutes. Man, they still need to get their skills up though. Yeah, they young, they still get tired though. They young humans, not young machines, says IQJ. That's funny. That's funny. So there's a Knicks content creator out there in the universe called CK2K, who I like, by the way. All of our interactions have always been pleasant, right? I think he's a really good dude, a really sharp cat, right? He does some stuff that I like on YouTube, right? But occasionally I like to troll or poke him. Occasionally, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just fun to do. It's harmless though. So now our teams are playing each other. So his New Orleans Saints are playing my Chicago Bears, and his Saints look good, and they beat SJ3. Was good. Yeah, CK2K is good people. Yeah, he good money, man. But occasionally, occasionally I like to troll him or whatever. Um, I don't know how he take it or whatever, but to me, it's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's like those of y'all with brothers. You know how you pick with your brother or something, just something you feel like it's harmless, but they, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is with CK. So CK2K. I don't know if you up watching this. I think it might be like 6:45 where you are. Um, your Saints are going down. Your Saints are going down. No! What's good, Gi?
Top of the morning, my man. I was waiting for you. I was here at 8:45, and I said he must not be going live. And then I was like, started doing so. I was like, oh my God, let me check. So I apologize for the lateness. I
Nah,
had to go to work yesterday, unfortunately, in Harlem, so I left a little early.
yeah,
But I
no
can
doubt.
start blogging when I drive in. But I don't want to interrupt the show, but
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, getting
shout out to them
Lindor
New
is
York Mets this morning, man.
getting
Big
Lindor
up
is
to that
serious business.
big up to that 15 billion we playing with. You know, a little something in the stash, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's nice to have a cash reserve like that. It's nice to have a cash reserve like that. Cash will be like, hey, you have the chicken today? No, I think I'll have the steak.
And send a cut, please. Send a
Yes,
cut, please.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
No,
yes, yes.
if I see any fat, send it back. Shout out to
Send it.
Bodega Wi-Fi. Shout out to the chat. You folks are too kind to me. Knicks at night. You guys were amazing last night. Kevin W. You were just throwing the damn towel, man. Throwing the damn towel. But
Kevin W.
hey, salute to everybody. Foxy, Freezy, salute to the family. Guillermo comes over, Legion,
Bringing trouble.
man. Yeah,
Bringing trouble with him.
yeah, he was a little hot. He was hot last night. He was he brought in some heat, but
Yeah.
that made it spicy. That's why I fell asleep about 3 in the morning, man. The
Yeah.
L didn't get to me too much, but we'll talk about it some. But thank you for having me this morning, co-host.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. It ain't the same without you. So the ideal was Cass was bringing smoke last night. L makes us spicy, dog. L makes us spicy. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yo,
it was
Spreewell,
mad.
I thought Spree was going to jump through the screen.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh.
And God of Moses, y'all gotta back off him, man. Why? Come on, God of Moses, where you at, bro? Come and get some morning show love, man. They're a little rough on you everywhere else you go. You gotta wake up in the morning, God of Moses, Ralph, my guy. Come wake up in the morning, get some of this morning tea with us. It's a different flavor, man. It don't get too spicy over here. Come see us, man. You're a laid back cat, man. And you gotta smile sometime, God of Moses. You let it look like you get to you sometimes. Don't let them get to you, homie. Ralph, I'm with you, fam. You part of the family, man. You
He got to
part of this
win some
thing
of
we
them
do.
fights. He got to win some. Well, he got to win some of them fights. That's what it is. He get dusted up, and I think he take it personal. Don't hey, we should never don't ever take this stuff right. We talking sports. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll get dusted up, and I get up and dust myself off, and then it'd be like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing. You know what I'm saying? We out here playing. You remember when we was on a playground when you was in second and third grade? Merry-go-round, come around, and some dude flip off and knock you down. That's nothing. He was playing. Get up, go play. You know what I'm saying? I remember
come home with your new sneakers all ripped up, holes in your new jeans. It's all right. He's a kid. He's a real kid. He's a kid's kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So we out here, we ain't slinging no arrows. We just out here talking about these Knicks, man, and
verbal Justin.
Yeah, and that's it. It ain't nothing personal. But yo, Legion of Knicks podcast and Uncle Fulio last night in the debate arena, like because we kept
I fell asleep,
bro.
I gotta go back and watch that.
Oh my, yo. So we trying to talk about everything else, and these two dudes keep throwing jabs at each other. And you know what that mean. You know what that mean. Like it
Ding,
means
ding, ding, ding.
yes,
Ding, 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 ding.
yes,
Clear the ring.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
everybody step aside. Let these grown men do
yeah,
what it is they
yeah.
do.
Let them shoot the fair one because
And
we
you're
tired each other up.
and you're such a good host, Freezy. You would never stop two grown men
I
from,
would
getting
never.
this wreck.
I would never. I would never do such a thing. So they get it. They mad. They talking mad greasy to each other too. They talking mad greasy. Like I wouldn't have called you an idiot if your take wasn't so dumb. I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa,
no, they get at it. I've noticed they get at it through the chat. They get at it
yeah,
through the chat. Yeah, Josh and Guillermo. Did they at least end on friendly terms? Or look like
yeah,
they got
yeah.
catch that L at a later date?
Nah. They got in the ring, man, and Legion of the Knicks podcast won. Right? The fans voted for Legion of the Knicks podcast. So they were mad cordial at least for a few minutes after that, for like maybe an hour or two. And they started getting back at each other again after that. So, but I ain't got no control over that. I at
Yeah,
least said it's a fair one.
no, Josh is a tad bit petty for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Uncle Fulio's a tad bit petty, so I'm
yeah.
sure he ain't let it go. And Guillermo is an intellect, so he gonna take
Yeah,
his jab. But they kept the cursing down, right? Because that's all
yeah,
I care about. That's
they
all I
kept,
care about.
they kept the cursing down. And so Legion of the Knicks podcast, he'll never admit it. He'll never admit it, but he does have an ego, right?
I love him to death. Yeah.
Yeah, so the fact that my man, you know what I'm saying, one side was petty and the other dude had an ego, just made it just we couldn't get past this point. This stitch in time, we couldn't get past it. We had to stop right here and let them go at it. So Legion of the Knicks won. He did his thing. And the real winner was the fans.
No, exactly. That's what
Yeah,
it's about.
yeah,
Listen, I said y'all could talk about Knox all the way. Kevin W goes, well, how can I say this?
yeah, yeah.
Not it's not that Knox sucks. It's that RJ can't shoot.
Right. And so the thing with Kev W is we trying to figure out a way to explain to him that last night was the perfect time for a star to be born. A star could be born last night. Everything, you had a weak defensive opponent at his position.
Yes.
So it was at home. Your stars were struggling, one in foul trouble. You just needed one guy to step up, and the whole team was going to rally around him. And Knox didn't do that, and so we feel like that might be the one moment that he got to break into stardom, and he missed it.
Yeah. Those golden opportunities not gonna come because when a team gets healthy, guess who's gonna want to eat? Salute to everybody. I see Uncle Fulio in the chat. D Block Celtics, shout out to you, man. Shout out to the chat. We're gonna show the chat some love today because if it's just me and Freezy, we definitely gonna show the chat some love. But he's not gonna get many opportunities because guess what? The vets like to eat off of young teams.
Yes,
vets ain't like, oh, it's a young team here. They want to go out there and eat, get their numbers right.
That's sustenance. That's how you sustain yourself. I don't know, and so the man, look, the setting last night was perfect, and so the thing I brought up, and they thought I was trolling. I was actually serious. The thing I brought up was if Frank Ntilikina was in the building, Frank would have ate in this game. I felt like.
Oh, Frank would have ate last night. And I think Frank's shot has improved. But guess what? Yeah. I'm tired. I hate when other people say it. It's an old cliche, so it doesn't belong to man. But your best ability is your availability. And you just cannot. We can't talk about it. We should make up a new rule. If a player can't suit up, there's no even sense in talking about that player in context of the game. Can we do that? I would love for them. I would if he can't suit up. Now, if he was sitting up on the bench and didn't get in, that's a different conversation. You should have put him in. We couldn't even put Frank in, but that was a Frank type game last night. He would have jumped on them young leaky. He probably would have said, "Give me Shea." He probably would have definitely said, "Give me Shea."
Yeah.
Hold up, let me fix myself up for a second. I got a wardrobe malfunction.
Oh, jeez. Well, hey, you fortunate to have a wardrobe. Some of us don't have a wardrobe. Some of
My
us are
wife's
rocking.
gonna spend way too much money on this stuff.
Hey, some of us just rocking cut off tees and trucker caps.
But
What
that's
I'm
because
saying?
is that a golf? That's a golf hat because I see it says 18 in the flag.
Yeah, Uncle Freezy love playing golf now.
Yeah. I'm gonna come down there. I'm coming down there to fancy courses this summer. You're in South Carolina, right?
Yeah, I'm in. Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell you this, right? So when people think South Carolina, of course, it's a lot of things that you can think about South Carolina. But I'm gonna tell you something. The culture down here is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's all about golf. But I'm a golfer.
Like you talking about good people, and I'm talking about good people from all races and ages. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, so I can bring you to some people, and you would swear that you were like on some kind of island somewhere. South Carolina, like where I live, it's some trash, but for the most part,
Yeah.
for the most like when you get here, you be like, you park your joint, we get in the joint and go to some places, and you be like, man, I would never have imagined South Carolina being like this.
No, I'm gonna hit your inbox. My
Right,
50th, me and my wife just said in case it's COVID, we planning for COVID restrictions now. We could
right,
just get in the car and drive.
right.
We're gonna spend we got a timeshare with Westgate. We're gonna spend 2 weeks in Myrtle Beach. They got a property in Myrtle Beach. So I'm gonna hit you up, man. Yeah,
Wow,
have you and the wife
wow.
through. Have you and the wife
Yeah,
through for dinner. For sure.
yeah,
For sure. We're
yeah,
gonna do
yeah,
it
yeah.
big.
So your money ain't no good here.
Ah, appreciate that.
I'm
You're
just
too
saying,
kind.
I'm just
You're
saying,
too
your
kind.
money ain't no good here.
You're
So
too
so we can,
kind.
we can go and hang out and do some things,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Especially in that Myrtle Beach area. If you like to play golf, it's a few places. It's a few places here, bro. But I'm gonna tell you this. These places are nice and pristine. I'm still hood though.
These days, oh yeah, dude, come on,
so
come
so
on,
they
bro.
like so they like so this dude told me one time, he was like, yo, Jordan golf cleats don't make you play better. And I was like, yo, but it definitely made me look better.
The look is first. The look is first. You'll make me
Right,
start pulling golf
right,
gear out. Let me behave myself. Let's keep it
right,
about the Knicks.
right,
I'll
right,
start
right,
pulling some golf gear out. That'll tell you I'm from Avon and 14th,
right,
not from West Orange.
right. We fly first. That's what I'm saying. Hey, but anyway, to this next thing. Um, it's funny because our expectations fluctuate so wildly from say one stretch of time to the next that if something interrupts that, we don't know how to take it. So we get mad, wild, and lose our perspective. You know what I'm saying? As because last night was a game where going in, I was like, yo, I expect this to be a game where somebody new step up and add their name to the list of guys that want to contribute. And as the game went on, I was like, you know what? Ain't nobody stepping up. So, and then we lost. So now I'm like, do we have anybody that can step up? That frustrated me. I was expecting it to be Knox or quickly, and it turned out to be neither.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I have equal concerns, but I'm also afraid of getting exposed. Um, and that is that's a real big fear of mine because I always say you always hear me say it's a copycat league. So and we've already been struggling on offense, right? Without Burks for sure. We definitely need Burks, whatever it is, 12, 14. That's going to be a big difference. It's plenty of minutes it's plenty of time and minutes to slide him in and get those, right? Because we're just playing RJ in too long of stretches. I mean, they're saying Knox is not playing enough. RJ is playing too much. So it's a flip on both sides, right? He's still, he hasn't played 80 game season yet. He's still a rookie. But the defense last night bothered me. The defense bothered me. and especially at home, because we got to protect that. If we're gonna beat Vegas 22 game mark, then it's by winning home games. I would expect us not to let guys run a track meet on us, and it was really only two guys run a track meet on us, go to the hole however they want. Now, skilled players, very skilled players, but I didn't see anybody say, okay, and get that Frank stop. I'm gonna stop somebody.
Right.
None of our guards scored. I didn't see nobody say, you know what, I'm not scoring. So the last thing I'm gonna do is stop somebody. And I
Right.
didn't see that.
So how you let a dude named Hamadou Diallo go ham on you?
And I wonder if he was named after, you remember the,
Yes.
unfortunate incident in New
Yep.
York. I was wondering, he was, huh?
Yeah. I think so. I think so. So Jermaine Royster says, "Morning, fellas. Tomorrow we get back to business. Peace, ghetto. Peace, for sure. Yep. Hey, appreciate the super chat, man.
Essex County, shout out Jermaine.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So the thing is, how do you let a dude named Hamadou Diallo come into the Garden? And he's from here too, so it's not like he was not motivated to put up a big game in his hometown, right? I'm frustrated by that though. How you let a dude named Hamadou Diallo, come to New York and do his thing? That stuff like that frustrates me, man. It makes me think that we're reading our own press clippings about how good we were, and we felt like we could throw our jersey out there and people. Hey, shout out to D Block for that super chat. Thank you, man. So yeah, so it makes me think the Knicks were reading their own clippings. Like, yo, we're the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nobody. They power forward weighs 195 pounds. We ain't worried about that. Their starting center is almost 40 years old. We ain't worried about them. They don't have Chris Paul no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're talking about OKC. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So OKC came in with a whole bunch of dudes you ain't never even heard of in your life. You wouldn't be able to pick them out of a lineup on 2K, right? But then they come in here, they come out starting off slow, and then they don't do anything, right? I don't know if we held them in check or if they were cold. Either way, they were not hitting shots, right? And then our starting center gets sick, leaves the game, and they stretch on us, right? So we can't make excuses
He
because
got
by the
sick of what, by the way?
time,
He got sick of Hartford kicking his tail?
well, I wish it was that because I don't want it to be the other thing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping he got sick of Al Horford whooping his tail. So I'm hoping it was that.
Depending on how many teams get affected by the other thing, we might end up having a conversation about that because I've been concerned. I've really been concerned, and it looked like it's impacting the league early.
Right.
So, I hope it's that too. But once he was out,
That was it.
yeah, but Noah was playing some decent defense. I thought he had some blocks. I thought he had some steals. I don't know what's going on. I think there may be. I don't want to read into it because I don't want to be negative and I don't want to speculate. Right? Let the post do all the speculation on how bad the Knicks culture is. I'm not going to do that here in front of these good Knicks fans. But I wonder if something's going on with him and the coach because we just can't. I mean, you can't say you had a healthy Noel on the bench, but you preferred to play Randall all those minutes. Don't make sense.
Right. Well, the thing is, shout out to Marcus Ush. Thank you for the super chat. He says, give Harper some minutes. I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. There's got to be where there's smoke, there's fire, right? There's got to be something to it. Now, how much smoke and how much fire should not be arbitrary. It shouldn't be for somebody to take a little bit of smoke and a little bit of fire and turn it into a blaze. We don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? but it may be something to it.
I was a little hurt that my homeboy. I ain't gonna jump off the bandwagon yet, but I think a couple more games, I'm gonna lower my expectations. Because so far he's only showing me one trick.
Right.
My little homie quickly.
Right.
He wants to be. Once people get into his body, he just wants to go. He could be 80 feet from the rim. He just wants somebody to get into his body. He wants to go to that herky jerk move.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody taught him that, if they worked on that this summer. But at some point, you're too young. The refs are going to say, oh, I see what he's doing. The refs adjust to the game too. And remember, we already talked about having the same refs because of that other thing.
Travel restrictions. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have the same refs. The same refs is not going to keep giving, because I see how frustrated Randall got. And I seen Randall breaking them down. And he really was taking his time. He would go to this rep and then say, hey, you got to help him. But he seems like and that's another thing I like about Randall, that his growth, the refs seem to respect him. He seems like he's getting a little bit of that quote unquote LeBron treatment. He can have more animated conversations with them, because it must mean whatever's coming out his mouth is on their level. It's not just disrespect. He's talking the ins and outs of the game. So Randall must have a higher IQ than I expect. But the refs is not going to keep giving quickly this get into me, throw it up. Because now I remember the first day, remember we talked about how smart he was? Well, you can't keep going to the same one trick. So I'm going to need quick to figure, because here's the other thing, Uncle Freeze, before I shut up. Those were young guards. Those were young players. You gotta be able to impact the game. If we're gonna trust you and you can't do it against young guards and young players, then I'm gonna have to roll back my expectations.
Right. So the thing is with Quickly is they definitely showed him a look that he hadn't seen before, right? Because you could see it slow him down when he got into the offense. Like they would call something and he'd call it with conviction. And then he'd start to run it, and then he'd be like, oh, wait a minute, what is this? You know what I mean? And so the thing with Quickly is I think Quickly will be fine, right? But I think the thing we got to notice or recognize with him is every time he plays a new team, it's a new team. Let's go around the block one time. Let's complete one trip around the block with Quickly before we say whatever, and then we can say make a determination on what it is he can bring to the table.
So we're saying the same thing. I just said I'm going to roll back my expectations. He's not going to be an instant star like it looked like he could be. We got to roll back.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm with you. I'm actually co-signing. I'm with you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, last night they had the Oklahoma City Thunder had a power forward that weighed 195 pounds. They had a center that was almost 40 years old. Right? They're starting point guard George Hill. Well, I like George Hill. I'm not ready to say that he's somebody anymore. You know what I'm saying? I know.
Well, wait though. George Hill gave Rivers problems. He gave Rivers problems. He knew how Rivers likes to bounce around we like to run like this 3-man weave behind the 3-point line. I notice we come right out first game and we go to this like 3-man weave, and then somebody pops out after they get the fender shipped off. Somebody pops out for a 3, and usually that's Burks or Rivers or Bullock. I mean, I meant to say Bullock. It's either Bullock or Rivers were kind of running it for to get an open 3 to kind of get us in the flow. George Hill was reading it. He was like, "Oh, they're gonna put." As soon as he saw Rivers, he was so smart. He didn't leave Rivers. They kept leaving RJ. So usually teams would jump on RJ and leave one of the other shooters open. Nah, they didn't do that last night. They jumped on wherever Rivers was. He wasn't cheating. He wasn't falling out. As soon as Rivers caught it, he never had a good look. And then he would go to his triple threat move and then try to drive to the hole. But they were not going for as small as you just said they were.
Right.
And this is the end of my point. We had a lot of layup attempts. They were all contested.
Yeah.
And those small guys play strong for their team.
Yeah.
Their front line defense was amazing.
Yeah. I would say a lot of that RJ going to the basket, a lot of that Elf going to the basket thing. We need to develop something else, some type of mid range um thing going to the basket. It's not always effective going in amongst the trees, like what Clyde was saying. You at some point you need to figure out, a way to kind of either get your big man rolling to the basket and let him catch a lob amongst those trees, or the guard shoot some type of mid range floater runner something, because getting it always to the basket is not always the most effective way of scoring points. So
Nobody has a mid range game they trust, especially not RJ and and
Elf,
Elf.
yeah,
They got to get all the way to the rack and use that rim. They're pretty skilled at getting on different sides of the rim, reverse, hanging.
yeah,
Those two, honestly, they kind of slash to the hole the same way.
right,
Elf and RJ.
right,
Rivers has a decent floater, but for whatever reason, he wasn't trying to go to it. Once we didn't have a big man on that block, and everybody, so that's just it. Usually,
right,
Mitch is running around on the block, and
right,
those guys feel like if they throw it up, they can bring some attention. Mitch will sneak in and clean it up. That's
right,
90% of Mitch's offense, which I'm
right,
good with. I really am good with. It's very effective. Offensive rebounding, putbacks is a big part of the offense. And if
right,
Mitch can be top in the NBA, top 5, top 10 in the NBA, and that he don't need a hook right now. I don't
right,
believe, right?
right,
But the mid range game, man, we just don't have it. I mean, even Randall and listen, a lot of Randall stuff last night was fatigue. It really
yeah,
was, because I think
yeah,
that because when he did have found a burst, he flew in on those guys and got an
right,
easy layup. Most of it was we was already down 12 or 14,
yeah, yeah,
but that mid range game is what we lack big time.
yeah. I feel you. I feel you on that. I think that's an excellent point. I think it's where we are right now. I think we're missing slashing from the small forward position. I think that's what it is. And to basically summarize it, it's we get a lot of 3-point shots from our guards, right? From Burke and Rivers, we get decent shots off from them. They get us decent shots, get decent looks. Elf, I don't know what to tell you about Elf. To be honest with you, the whole Elf thing is it's frustrating because for every live stream that you say, "Uncle Priest, you got to get off my man Elf," if he had a jumper, he'd be. And for every time you say that, there's a game like this where I feel like, what is GI even talking? Why GI putting his head on top of the block for this guy? You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm in a rough situation because last night I don't think it was just about the guards and shooting poorly. I think it was about a bad game plan. Is what I mostly think it is. I think it's mostly um, our bigs should have been attacking their bigs inside, not looking for the three ball. You know what I'm saying? Guards cook every game. This matchup here should have been Mitchell Robinson against a 40-year-old man. It should have been Julius Randle against a dude that weighed 195 pounds. You know what I'm saying? This should have been Kevin Knox versus a dude that barely weighs 200 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I think this right here should have been, a war of attrition on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going for the headshot to knock them out, we should have been going to the body the whole time, and then wear them out that way because they had a lack of depth. But instead, we kept taking haymakers and we got ourselves tired. And then when it came for us to point ourselves back in the game, we couldn't because we didn't have enough energy to use boxing terms.
Yeah, no, I mean that is exactly what it is, man. It was some tired legs, man. I hate to see it at home, though. I do, even if you're tired, that home is supposed to, maybe the fans, not being there is part of the problem that we didn't get a little horn burst. But if we're going to be any type of team that we would have liked to see continue after a good 5-3 start,
Right.
man, we got to protect the home court. We got to protect the home court.
We have no other choice because we're not guaranteed to get W's on the road.
No, on the road is probably going to be a little rough for us, especially with good
Right.
teams on the road. And then just as a 72-game schedule, there's going to be 30 quality road opponents we're going to face.
Right.
30 quality. Now, I think we got through a couple of them, maybe we got another 28. You know, maybe we did good on 2 of them. But I don't understand what you know. Let's talk to the chat because I saw something good that was provocative just come through.
Right.
An offensive coordinator. First of all, I've never heard of that position in the NBA. I thought that was an NFL position.
Right.
But what are you going to do when you have limited talent? Do you think a coach is going to make somebody more offensively skilled? I think we're running the greatest. And let me tell you something. Fizz tried to run it. Only thing Fizz was just the used car salesman. So the team didn't believe in him. I saw some improvement under Mike Miller. I did. I saw improvement under Mike Miller. We got to talk about the Mike Miller effect a little bit too.
Right.
And now Tibbs brings that defense to that offense. So he's changing what we talked about, the culture, which is leading to us winning, right?
Right.
But I don't know what are you going to do with an offensive coordinator if you don't have a quarterback, right? I think that's a good football example, right? You can't run what plays you going to run? 50-yard bombs when your quarterback can't throw it 50? There's a football now.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. The thing about an offense coordinator is the offensive coordinator can coordinate the offense, but he doesn't call the offense in basketball. You know what I'm saying? It depends on what system the coach wants to use overall. So if Fizdale wants to use the triangle in certain situations, like he probably should have last night, then who's going to coordinate? Are you talking about getting the right players on the floor at the right times, calling the right plays? It's odd in that way, where it. Hey, thank you. Yeah, it's odd in that way, man. Where when you're talking about orchestrating the offense, and is orchestrating the offense just out of frustration? Is that the play? Is that the play right now? You're frustrated that for a 3-game stretch, your offense has not been booming. So now you want to change up the whole dynamic of your coaching staff. I'm not for sure if I'm buying into that right now.
Yeah, we need more players. Let me say this, man. Could you imagine how much better Randall would be if RJ and Elf? No knock on RJ. I don't want the Barreteers where you're the ringleader of them. On my tail this month, I'm trying to have a peaceful Saturday. The daughters is taking me to the mall, so I got to keep my bearings because I know my
Barreteers stand up.
Yeah, so I ain't trying to get the Barreteers going. My wallet is already screaming, "Get me away from them college girls!"
Right.
But could you imagine how good much better Randall would be if Elf and RJ were pure shooters? I'm sorry, I got to start thinking about that. But go ahead.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. So Thesseus Thomas says, when Kobe and Mike were having bad shooting games, you know where they're going, to the rack for layup or free throws. With us, our guys, they are off shooting. They shoot more. Right. So that's what I'm saying, man. So so some of the shots that RJ took last night, you could question, like, well, RJ, why'd you do that? What was that about? But the thing is, with guys that are aggressive like RJ, they're in the mindset. And I know some of y'all work with these people, right? Y'all work with people like this. Like when there's a deadline coming up, there's a deadline coming up. You know what I'm saying? And they feel the stress of the deadline. They look at people in the break room like, why y'all in the break room? We got a deadline. We gotta get this thing done by 5 o'clock, man. It's 2:15. And I won't lie to you. Uncle Freezy is one of them people because I don't like with me. I have a bigger fear of failure than I do a euphoria for winning. Right? I don't like to fail. I don't like to fail. I take it personally, and I shouldn't. That's a character flaw, right? That's a character flaw. It's some people are born with that. Like some people feel like the euphoria of winning is more important to them than the fear of losing. I'm not one of those. RJ Barrett's not one of those either. I can tell when I look at him, I see it in him. Like like RJ, like man, we down by 7, and you not taking these open shots. I'll take them.
Right.
We down by 7. I pass you the ball in the corner. You pump fake and pass the ball back around to the rim, and I got it with 8 seconds left. I'll shoot it. You ain't want to shoot it, I'll shoot it. Kobe had some of that too, and I'm not saying I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm not because as people, we all we are complex individuals. You know, our personality is a combination of different complexities and personality traits. That's what makes us all different, right? So when Kevin Knox passes up that ball in the corner, like Kevin Knox say, "Hey, I'm gonna pass this shot up because a better shot is coming." RJ Barrett is like, "Hey, dog, we down by 8. We can't wait on that." You know what I'm
But is
saying?
that? But is that? But has he prepared himself for that? I guess it's like I don't want to get too. We try to stay away from the religion here. I was about to use a religious cliche, but it's for example, we know golf, and then we're gonna teach the guys. We need everybody in the chat playing golf too. It's an amazing
Yeah,
game.
yeah, man.
But you can't leave yourself 12 footers all day and try to shoot even par.
Oh my gosh. As soon
You
as you
got to
said
set
that, I was
yourself
like,
up. You got to
yeah,
set yourself up better. You got to hit it closer to. So you're not going to shoot par if you got all 12 footers for par all day. Your
right.
first putter, your chips got to be closer. So,
Yeah,
so to say that RJ wants to do something, but he hasn't prepared himself to do it. I don't know if it's high IQ. I mean,
I
I
got you.
get it, but maybe they need to go back to the coach and say, "Yo, coach, it's too hard for us to score. This ain't working. And maybe we'll wait a few more games."
Right.
It's got to be. There's got. If we say the players, the coaching staff, the front office, the ownership is all impact, then the information got to flow both ways, and
Right.
we'll see.
Right.
But the definition of insanity, I'm afraid for RJ because he's going about the game
Yeah.
every game the exact same way,
Right.
and I'm a little worried.
And I don't blame. And the 12-foot putt reference thing is real. The 12-foot putt reference thing is real. You can't leave 12 footers. You know what I'm saying? All day long because you're gonna be frustrated. Because look, knocking down 12 footer is something, right? Knocking down a 12 footer is something, especially if you playing different courses. If you play in different courses and don't necessarily know what the green is like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't play there, you got to read all these breaks. You know what I'm saying? Is the wind, do you have any wind or anything? How do you feel with your putter? Did you change your putter? Because what happens is some of us, when the new putters come out, we like, yo, this putter look fly. But then when you put it in the bag, and then by the time you get back to it, you're like, oh man, I walked right past the putting green. I ain't even practiced on the way out here. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying about RJ Barrett. Yeah, I get what you're saying about RJ Barrett there. Like practicing these finishing moves, or did I practice? Did I practice some of this stuff? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I get what you're saying about RJ Barrett, man. My only deal is that RJ Barrett shows a lot of passion. Like he wants to win, wants his team to be better. And And I feel like this next game against Denver is going to be his breakout game because based off of our current trends, RJ Barrett is this. You know what I'm saying? Started the season off on fire, went in the slump, climbed out of the slump, got back into a slump. Is he ready? Is he ready to climb back out of the slump?
I hope he is. The problem is they're gonna put so much pressure on our defense. Like this, I've never seen a team more offensively deliberate than the Denver Nuggets, man.
Right.
They go about how they go about it. They don't waver from it. They will always be one of the best offensive teams. And they have multiple people holding the ball. And so it allows them to play a little freer. If Jokic is messing up, then they put the ball in Jamal Murray's hands. They've been a little short without, Michael Porter Jr. And let's hope he don't play tomorrow because it just – do you know what Knoxes are going to do to him? If Michael Porter Jr. was to go crazy tomorrow, that pressure would just be – it would be too damn much for Knox, Freezy.
Bro, I'm here to tell you. One of the video chatters yesterday said, in his thing argument against Knox, he said, "What if we didn't draft Knox in the first round? What if we drafted him in the second round? Would y'all still be beating him up like that?" Right? And so that's a decent question.
It's a good question.
But the question he should have been asking is,
what if we drafted Michael
Porter Jr. and Kevin Knox was coming off the bench? You know what I'm saying? So now you like, yo, Knox would have had no pressure because all the eye and everything we've been focused on Michael Porter Jr. So Knox would have been walking in here like, he just second round pick, no pressure. But what that also means is that when it comes to the cut and block, and we trying to bring in new guys, Kevin Knox's name would always be up in trade or cut scenario if we trying to bring in somebody different. So when you look at the Knox situation, no matter how perfect you try to paint the picture, it's never gonna be pristine, right? It's never gonna be pristine.
But in fairness to Knox, though, those other guys that we were looking at, we knew we needed somebody. I believe we had already drafted Frank, right? Knox was after Frank, I believe, right?
Yep.
Right. Yep. We had KP, so we needed a wing. The wing was what we was going for. Everybody in the world knew, and we was looking at Miles Bridges, the kid from Villanova, whose family I believe is from
Macau. Yep.
Yep. And Knox or Michael Porter Jr. And I believe this was Perry's first draft. And so I gave Perry a pass. I said he cannot. The Denver Nuggets had to wait 200 and something days on Knicks fans wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't even have waited there, so they would have killed them already. Then
what? You talking about the Knicks fans being patient?
They would not have waited 200 games for them. So they're being a little. They would have said, "Fire Perry, fire Perry, fire Perry," right? So
hey, Gi, I'm gonna make this trip to the restaurant real quick.
Go ahead, I got it. I'm gonna hold this down. So when you talk about drafting Michael Porter Jr. over Knox, the fans wouldn't have waited 200 or something days. Especially KP then gets traded. You're saying we don't know what Michael Porter Jr. is going to do. We got nothing. Because he didn't play good until the bubble. He played a few games before the bubble. And the bubble is when you said, but that's almost 3 years after he got drafted, 2.5 years after he got drafted. It would have been a tough haul for Knicks fans to wait for. So then you go to Knox, Miles Bridges or Mikal Bridges. Are they both last name Bridges? I'm drawing a little blank here, but and all three of those guys really haven't. You would have been frustrated with all three. You were looking for a 6'9" wing. You were looking for somebody to put next to KP. Because remember, KP was too finesse. So we needed somebody big who can do a few things. Honestly, everybody was looking for the next LeBron at that time. Everybody was looking for somebody 6'9", shoot it, blah blah blah. So, the fans would not have been patient. That just wasn't the Knox draft is just looking like it wasn't a good draft. I can't think of any players drafted after Knox that's I'm sure I'll probably look and say, okay, maybe we could took him, but that's no different than nobody goes crazy over the Donovan Mitchell, over Frank. Nobody goes crazy over that. So I don't really know what you were looking to do in the Knox draft, because the question Freezy asked me was, what would the expectations be lower if Knox was a different draft pick? Anybody that was getting drafted that year to play next to Porzingis, their expectations are going to be high. I just think where I probably differ from other fans is we've seen a lot of Kevin Knox. This is not. I just don't know. If a zebra shows you stripes, you can't make it a horse. It's a zebra. Knox is who he is, and I know that frustrates some Knox fans out. But Knox is who he is. That's it. KP is injury prone, so I think we're gonna win that trade. And somebody said it best. Knox was the safest pick. I just don't. If you went back and did that draft 100 times out of 100, I believe we come back with Kevin Knox. Nobody was going to draft a player with an injured back at 6'9", who only played a few games in college, who then was going to have to sit out multiple NBA seasons. There was just no way. We were in a bad situation anyway. We were going after somebody 6'9" or better in that draft.
Right. So, and we needed that too, because I don't know if everybody remembers what the Knicks looked like before that, when it was the Aaron Aflalo era, the Courtney Lee era. We didn't even have a small forward on the roster for an entire season. When Fizdale took over, we had out of training camp, this kid Terrence Williams from Indiana. Remember the kid from Indiana, the kid with all the bounce? He had the dunk in the summer league. Everybody was like, "Oh!"
And then we draft for. Then we draft for the other Williams that got robbed. What was his name? With the dreads. He was real athletic. Supposed to be a Trail Speedwell type. Oh my goodness, what's his name? Somebody's gonna say it in the chat. Was he Terrence Williams? He wasn't.
No, not.
And then
that,
we got Beasley. Then we got Beasley.
Yeah.
We kept looking for that scoring three guard.
Yeah. So we were, and there was also a side rumor, like, when are we going to draft our own homegrown superstar? You know what I'm saying? So it was like a whole bunch of narratives or whatever, and so we like, yo, let's take a flyer on this kid Knox, because everybody else is off the board already. You know what I'm saying? Because we were like, I remember being on Twitter with
Derek Williams. That was his name, Derek Williams. Thanks, Uncle Julio.
Yeah. And so I remember being on Twitter, and with arguing with Chuck B about, and this is like, it's 10. So I'm gonna stay on about 10 more minutes. You cool, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, but I'm gonna do about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna get off because I gotta take the girls to Columbia. They already.
Oh, Columbia is beautiful though.
Yeah. So the argument was Trae Young is too small. He can't take the pounding. He's 6'1", 165. You know what I'm saying? And people were like, well, Colin Sexton can't shoot. He's crazy. He's intense, but and so is all these narratives like, this dude Luka Doncic, he looks slow. Is he a power forward? All this talk, right? All this talk. You know what we should have did? Kristaps Porzingis went to the front office and was like, yo, we need this kid, Luka Doncic. He's good. I played with him. I'm telling you, he's the truth. And then Frank went and co-signed. They asked Frank, what do you think about Luka Doncic? Frank was like, yo, this kid Luka, I'm telling you, hey, this kid Luka is the truth. And you know what the Knicks did? Nothing. They stayed pat. They drafted Knox at 9.
But what you wanted to do? Trade up? We didn't have any assets at
Yeah,
that time.
I would have traded future assets. The future asset would have been, and I know Knicks fans, I hate it, and I hate it
Would have
too.
been RJ. It would have been RJ Barrett.
It would have been the pick that we used to select RJ Barrett, right?
Yeah, that's
But
no
but
thing.
so but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Would you have been willing to give up everything on a roster except KP, everything on the roster except KP, and two future first round picks to get Luca? So now you would have had a Luka Doncic, a Kristaps Porzingis, and whoever you drafted in this draft right here would have been your young core.
So in hindsight,
So I'm asking you to use your revisionist glasses and ask yourself, would you rather have traded RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox and whatever for Luka Doncic? Or the picks that selected RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox?
so I definitely wouldn't have did it at that time. Luka took the whole NBA by storm. So I
Right.
definitely wouldn't did it at that time. Today, seeing who KP is, I'm happy we didn't give KP 158 million. So
Right.
I would have to say no, because Luka is down there by himself, struggling, and there's no Superman coming through that door for them when they got 158 million sitting on the rack.
Right.
Your best ability is your availability, and
Right.
so that's going to potentially make KP $158 million flop.
Right.
So if you, because remember you said I had to have Luka. I would love to have Luka, but if I had to
Right.
have Luka and KP, just like, and I hate to keep bringing these guys up, I would love to have KD. But if you told me I had to have Kyrie and KD, you see what that weirdo did the other day, and they won the games without him. By the way, I think they
Right.
came back and lost. I think they lost a little bit last night, but they played better without him. So I would have to lose Luka if he was tied to KP.
So I want to put a bow on a couple things that I mentioned. So shout out to my man CK2K. So I told him on Twitter earlier today, right? So CK2K is, and that's family too. That's family right there. So I'd appreciate it if y'all got some support left, go to support my man CK2K and his channel. Their young brother's doing a lot of impressive stuff. Make sure y'all go and check out his stuff. And if y'all gracious enough, man, like and subscribe, and join this community as well. But I told him because the Saints and the Bears play each other tomorrow afternoon. Right. I'm a Bears fan, right? My man is a Saints fan. So my Bears fandom does not come from me living in Chicago. I've never lived in Chicago. But on the streets of Jersey City, New Jersey, we used to play this game called Free for All, right? Well, we take
Chilltown.
right. So in the streets of Jersey City, New Jersey, we used to play this game called Free for All back when Nerf footballs were popular. So somebody would take a Nerf football and throw it in the air, and you have to catch it. And this for those that don't know nothing about being broke, being poor. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is So you catch the football and you have to weave through like 30 people to score a touchdown.
Kill
You
a
know?
man with the ball. Kill
Yes,
a man with the ball.
yes. And we used to get smashed up against people's cars. Like I remember, man, I broke my pop's mirror on his deuce and a quarter. This dude named Ronald smashed me up against my pop's mirror. And then when I came in the house, he was like, "Yo, somebody broke my mirror. You broke my mirror, bro." I was like, "Hey, Pa, I don't know nothing about that mirror." But
Wasn't
anyway,
no cameras. Wasn't no cameras back in the day.
right. And the thing is, excuse that. The thing is, back then there was a strict no snitch policy, right? So if one person did something, everybody holding it. Ain't nobody saying nothing. But anyway, what happened and how I become a Bears fan is all the good running backs was taken. Like you know what I'm saying? Like dudes was like, "Yo, I'm Earl Campbell. I'm Tony Dorsett. I'm Franco Harris." And so Big Ronald, Ron Jr.'s pops was like, "Yo, Uncle Freezy, why you ain't say you Walter Payton? Walter Payton, the best back in the game." And I was like, "Who is Walter Payton?" And he was like, "Yo, did you just ask me?" who Walter Payton is? Are you crazy? I was like, nah, we don't know nothing about no Walter Payton. Back then, the Bears didn't used to come on TV. Remember, we used to only catch like 1 or 2 games. It ain't like it is now. So my man was like, yo, come over later. The Bears are playing the Vikings on Monday night. On Monday Night Football, come over. Tell your pops you'll be over here hanging out with us or whatever for watch the game. And I'm like, I don't know, man. This is a school night. They ain't gonna say. He's like, just tell him, Uncle Freezy, just tell him. So I went and told my pa, hey man, I'm gonna go over to Ron Num's house and watch Monday Night Football. He was like, all right. And I was like, oh, okay. So I get there, and Ron Jr.'s mom made some Kool-Aid. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be fire. And she brought out the pack of butter cookies. We used to have to go to the store and buy the butter cookies for a penny, right? Like get a brown paper bag. I'll take like 17 cents up there and get like 17 butter cookies, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And maybe some big bowls or whatever.
Hey, the big bowls, man. Oh my goodness. You stick 4 in your mouth at a time. The gum only lasts for about a minute. So you just pop.
Yo.
But wasn't nothing better than sucking that outside sweet straight sugar, that hard sugar.
Right.
Woo.
Right. And so yeah, so I go over there. They have it, man. She bring out like the butter cookies, and me and Ron Jr. before the game, we eating butter cookies and drinking Kool-Aid. I'm like, yo, y'all living like this? And he like, Uncle Freezy, this just Kool-Aid, dog. And I'm like,
best Kool-Aid I ever had in my life.
Yeah, you know how you want to say something about your home, but you don't want to say it because you don't want to embarrass, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and his mom made like some meatloaf and some. I'm like, Ron, y'all eat like this every day? And he's like, yeah, we eat like this every day. And I'm like,
meatloaf was our filet mignon back in the day, bro.
Yes.
Give me some mashed potatoes, extra gravy, please.
Yes. Yeah. And Big Ron was like, yo, Uncle Freezy, you gonna put some gravy on that? And I'm like, gravy? Oh my God! On a Monday night?
You thought you showed up to a 5-star restaurant?
Hey, I was at a 5-star restaurant, dog. Because this Jersey City, I'm talking about, it's the 70s. You gotta understand where I'm coming from. So anyway, the game come on. They hype up this running back from Chicago. They're like, yo, they can't tackle him. He a little fella, but he plays so big that cats are hard to they scared to tackle him. And I'm like, Big Ron was like, Uncle Freezy, just like how y'all be running out there playing free for all, this how this dude run for real. And I was like, what? Big Ron be seeing us play the game? You know what I'm saying? So the game come on. Walter Payton rushed for 276 yards against the Minnesota Vikings, right? And I'm like, yo, if he get 80, because we like, yo, back then 100 yards was something.
That was big.
If we got 100 yards, we would talk about that at school the next day, right? So Walter Payton runs through the linebacker. They run linebacker had made the Pro Bowl the year before that. They was like, the Vikings linebacker going to rip Walter Payton's head off and hand it to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, that's how we used to talk back in the day, right? Walter Payton run and put his head down and runs through this dude for like a 13-yard gain. And I'm like, who is that? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? This dude is like, and then when the Vikings are like, yo, we're going to rip his head off, they get him out on the perimeter, and Walter Payton started doing these moves on him, just juking everybody, people falling down. And I'm like, oh my God. I turned around to Big Ron. I was like, hey, Big Ron. And he like, what, Uncle Freezy? Don't tell me what I think you're going to say. Because you know your pops love the Rams. If you come to my house and you say this thing and go home and tell your pops, you know he gonna be mad. And so I'm like, he gonna have to be mad. I'm a Bears fan. Yo, I go home and look my pops dead now balls. Right, my pops worked at Ford Motor Company, right, putting doors on trucks. So he was like a had some build to him, right? So I'm his height, but I'm or almost his height, but I'm mad skinny back then, right? So he got, yo, don't come in here. You got that look in your eye. You better not. You better not. Hey, Uncle Freezy, if the words come out your mouth, I promise you. And I'm like, hey, I'm a Bears fan. And he like, oh, when I see Big Ron tomorrow, I'm gonna tell Big Ron off. You know what I'm saying? But ever since then, ever since then,
yeah, a lot of guys don't get that. If you grew up in the 70s, you really had to work hard to be a Giants fan. They weren't on TV. There wasn't no press back in the day. We wasn't kids our age wasn't picking up no I don't know who Antonio isn't he a boxer? Antonio Fargas. We weren't picking up no newspapers to read about the teams.
Right.
So it was hard that's why I'm a Cowboy fan.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And bro, listen, and I know this is Knicks fan. This is Knicks morning drive or whatever, and we should be talking about the Knicks or whatever.
But it's a big football weekend. It's a big football weekend.
To finish up on your story, the reason why I'm a Walter Payton fan, Chicago Bears fan, is because somebody had already took Tony Dorsett. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was already the Cowboys fan. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't take the Cowboys. So somebody had Franco Harris. Excuse me. So I couldn't be a Steelers fan. You know what I'm saying? So all the good running backs were already taken. So I couldn't be that. So unfortunately, and fortunately at the same time, the fact that everybody was taken except Walter Payton just put me on to Walter Payton. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that all the Bears years were great or not great. They're up and down every year. The Chicago Bears are the epitome of an 8-8 team.
So the Dallas Cowboys, brother.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because the Bears could be 8-4 and they will lose 4 games in a row to be 8-8.
We used to do that all the time.
Oh, we'll be 4-8 and we'll win 4 in a row to be 8-8.
Y'all stay with Cutler. Y'all stay with Cutler a couple of years too long.
Yeah, But the fact of the matter is, before Cutler, we never had a quarterback.
I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So we just voted to the wheels fell off. But CK2K hit me up on Twitter. I think this is a beef that might be going on all day. So for fans of the KMD, just make sure y'all check Twitter for that. I did want to check the Knicks Twitter poll today. So the Knicks Twitter poll is RJ Barrett's shooting. Is RJ Barrett's shooting a concern right now? 90% of the people that voted
say yes.
They said yes.
It is.
It is.
It is.
So,
well, we're gonna have to back off the fact that he's not a shooter. So you're going to have to lower your expectations. Although one game he had his legs working, but RJ's all off balance. He took one shot where he was trying to lean into it, never got to full height. It came out midway. It's not the same shot every time. He's strong upper body. He's trying to use his upper body to get the ball over the rim, and he's got to use it. Shooters, every great shooter I ever was around in my life, Freezy said, Brad, it's in the legs.
Yeah.
It's in your legs.
Yes.
It's in your legs, Brad. Trust me. Your body frees up. Your top body frees up the more you spring off your legs. So
yeah. And so here's another thing. And I know we said 10:45, but sometimes the conversation gets so good, man, we just run over. But
I'm here with you.
Yeah. So in Jersey City, we didn't have access where I lived at on the hill. We didn't have access to gyms. Right, like the only access we had to a gym is when we played school ball. Like we was, you know what I'm saying, in gym.
Oh, the hill. You talking Communipol?
Yeah, up that way. Yep, up that way. I'm talking always keep going up Ocean until you get to Van Nostrand. That's where we was at. So I grew up between Van Nostrand, Ocean, and Jackson, or Martin Luther King is what it's called right now. So, but the thing is, we used to play outside, right? And so during the summertime, we straight. right? In the summer, we straight with your jump shot. You know what I'm saying? Because it never was really that windy here or there. But when it wasn't summertime, you know what I'm saying? Springtime, fall, winter. Hey, when you was playing ball, so I'm telling you, you had to focus on everything. Focus on getting up off that ground to shoot. Back then, they used to tell us to jump high, get up off the ground when you shoot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we had to focus on that because we was playing outdoors in elements, and the rims we was playing on wasn't.
Double rims with
Oh,
chains, baby.
and we had to have those because people would steal them. You know what I'm saying? People would legit come to your block and steal your rim. You're like, yo, why you stealing our rims?
Or steal your nets. They would steal your nets.
Yep, yep, yep. And so the thing is we should tell a rec department, like the rec department come through. They be like, I'd be like, yo, why y'all not putting the nylon on there? They'd be like, Uncle Freezy, you too naive, man. I know you want this court to be fancy, but bro, look at your hood. As soon as I put these nylons on it, some people they might not let me. They might rob me. As soon as I come through with some nylons, they ain't even gonna let me put them up. They're just gonna take them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fight them over some nylon rims, and maybe. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you. So, but what I'm getting at is so outside in Jersey City, the reason why we had the upper hand on the hill, like the kids from the hill had the upper hand, is because we used to play outside in the elements, so our handles were super tight. And we used to always play with the old man. These dudes, what I didn't know was these dudes was playing for money because they needed it. So these games out here, when you go into the rack, you can get your head knocked out because these dudes using that money to pay some bills with. You know what I'm saying? And you want to come out here and showboat. Nah, you too young. You don't understand this. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, I remember they said, yo, get Uncle Freezy because Uncle Freezy plays school ball. It was like 9 dudes. They just want to get a game. They come on, hey, Uncle Freezy, look, hey, we need somebody. Just come on and play with us. I got you $10. And I was like, you got my $10? Y'all gonna pay me $10? He's like, no, fool, we betting $10, but I got you 10 just so we can play. And so I'm like, yo, so I can win $10? No, fool, we ain't giving you no $10. Stop acting, stop being so young. You know,
just make sure you don't lose us. Just make sure you don't cause us to lose.
Yeah. Make sure if you get it, you better make them money on the line. You know, bread on the line. So I never forget. Coach called this play. It's this play where you run L's, where the 2 and the 3, both of them come to the rim and pop back up at the top, but they do it at separate times. They like forming a triangle on one side of the floor. Like when one of them is at the top, the other one is in the corner. So I tell them, I'm like, yo, run this play. They can't stop it because you know what I'm saying? Because we playing man to man. Yeah, we weren't playing no zone and no street ball, right? So I'm telling this play, and we running it right. And this cat, he was older than us, dude named Iceman. He used to play with Tim's on, and I was like, Iceman, how you play basketball with boots on? But anyway. So I'm like, yo, if we run this play, they can't stop it. So we run in the play, and I would get to the wing, and I would throw these skip passes to the corner, because coach was like, yo, do a 2-handed chest pass, step forward with your right leg, and bounce it. Right? Yeah, that's what you tell me when we playing school ball. But outside, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna skip this thing in there with one hand. It's gonna look so pretty coming through there. And so before my man breaks, I throw the pass, right? I throw the pass. It's like, yo, what you doing? It lead Ice straight into his jumper. He jumped sky high and hit the first one. And he come back down and he slap you on your butt. Like, good job, young boy. Good job, young fella. You know what I'm saying? And so we come back down and so I threw the same pass again, hit Ice, he jumps up, right? So I know, based on what I saw in practice, the next time I get ready to throw it, the next time I get ready to throw this pass, somebody gonna leave and try to pick that pass off because they see me do it twice. So I come around and I look at Ice, and Ice is running like, oh, hey, Uncle Freezy get ready to hit me off again, right? So I fake the pass and go, right? So the dude, just like I thought, jumped out to pick the pass off. He thought he was gonna get him a break the other way. I get to the rim. I see the rim, right? And mind you, dog, I'm a sixth grader. I'm 12 years old, playing with dudes that's 40, maybe seventh grade, no, sixth grade. So, and I'm like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8". So I'm tall for like 11 years old, right? 11-year-old. So I'm going to the basket, man. GI, I'm about to yam. The first time in my life, I feel like I'm about to yam in a game, right? I get there, man. I go up, man, and
Somebody foul.
all I can see is ice, man. I'm like, I'm ready to put somebody on a poster.
Oh, you lobbed it to him.
No, no, no. This dude Mo from the other team does a hip checks me out the air.
Yeah, I was about to say somebody hacked you.
Yes,
Well, that was my first saying, and
yes,
then you said you
yes,
saw ice coming. I said
yeah.
somebody probably hacked his little ass.
Yeah, cause I sold it good, but I forgot I was playing with 40-year-old dudes. I'm 11, 12 years old playing with 40-year-old dudes.
And they playing for money too. So
Yes, they playing for
ain't no
bread.
foul. Ain't nobody counting 5 fouls. They about to give
Yes,
you a good one.
oh, man.
Where'd
This
you
dude,
fall?
yeah, yes. Man, and so I was about maybe 5'7", maybe about 98, 97 pounds, something like that. So I was skinny, right? And so dude hip checks me. I roll all the way to the cars. Like you remember the metal gates that used to the metal fencing around the parks. So I rolled through one of them holes all the way to the where they parked the cars at. And I'm looking up at the sky and I'm like, am I dead? And Iceman like, Iceman like, get your behind up, fool. You can't be trying to show these fellas up. You trying to dunk on the grown man, is you crazy? so, so anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out.
Our motivation was there was 50 guys around the court. And you would think that cats would line up and say, all right, this 5 got next and this 5 got next. No,
Right.
7 or 8 people in a row had next. And they
Right.
was going to pick up probably 4 people off the court.
Yeah.
So if you lost,
You was
you
broke.
wasn't playing again. You might as well go home. You
Right.
wasn't playing again. So that was our motivation to play hard on the court. It was nothing worse than you got next.
Right.
But go
Right.
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you this because that's what it was with us too. Because like we'll go over to Newark and we'll play some dudes, but man, dudes from Newark. So dudes from I'm gonna say this in a nice way. So dudes from Jersey City, the Hill, had a hard life, and so they had to scrape for everything. And so I didn't take that into account when I went to Newark. But those dudes from Newark had a hard life, and they had to scrape for everything. You know what I'm saying? If you like when you see them drinking a soda, you can best believe, you know what I'm saying? That ain't money that they had saved up. Dudes was every dime they had in life came from something. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, we go to Newark, and the difference between the dudes in Newark and Jersey City is the dudes in Newark used to handle everybody, in my opinion, and from my experience, everybody from Newark, New Jersey seemed like they had handles. Like they legit, no matter whether you was playing in, everybody had handles. Like they was never
Yeah,
gonna lose that ball. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So we
yeah,
came back. We was like, hey, yo, everybody, even they bigs, you know what I'm saying, can handle
yeah.
that. Can handle that.
Play gritty D too. A lot of
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. Like get off me, son. Yeah, like dudes legit holding your pant leg. I'm like, get your man. Yeah, yeah, and then
Now I saw SJ3 say Brick City all day, Southwall.
yeah, man, yeah, man. So shout out to and so here's the thing I want to kind of say before we get out of here. So there's a lot of hotbeds of basketball, a lot of hotbeds, and I think one of the places that don't get the credit, the two places that don't get credit for being a hotbed of basketball, um, our area, Hudson County, Essex County, New Jersey, in that area, and Baltimore, Maryland, and Baltimore don't get the credit that they deserve for basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's a lot of stuff. It's a Newark and
They
Jersey.
play in Baltimore, boy. They play for real.
Yes, yes,
That whole DMV.
yes, yes. I'm telling you, in order for you to be in order like no lie. So this kid Raphael Addison, he went to Syracuse University. I think he came out like in the late '80s, right? He was on the block. We was on Dwight Street or somewhere. And so they was like, yo, this kid Raphael gonna be something. This was like early on. We was mad young, and he was like, yo, he gonna be something. He tall, he gonna be something. And I was like, he ain't gonna be better than me. And then Cass was like, this dude right here, he good, but he ain't even the best dude off our block. But you know what? You know what he did do though? He was good at basketball, and he used to eat them books. You know what I'm saying? He used to eat them books. So now you take a dude with that skill and that size and eating them books, and he wound up being something, going to Syracuse, living out his dream, and all that stuff. And so we got a lot of people in Jersey City that was probably better than him, but you know what I'm saying? They wasn't eating them books.
That's right.
They ain't necessarily have that size.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
That's
So
right.
so it's a lot of dudes that when it came to ball, when it came to that thing, you know what I'm saying, they could do that thing. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have all of that stuff. That's why I say Jersey City, New York, man, get underrated in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Not just basketball, but everything. I'm talking about, man, maybe boxing, definitely singing, music, R&B, and all that stuff. When you talk about the talent that come from that area, man, it's crazy. But anyway, I'll probably wrap it up right here, man. You got anything you
Cool.
want? You got anything you
No,
want?
no, just get it back to the Knicks. I just hopefully they watch some film today. They kind of look at each other, and hopefully them RJ's young legs back come back. I'm curious to see how Randall looks tomorrow. And this team's gonna play fast on us, man. They're first thing they're gonna look down is they got three guys playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah,
And so I would expect them to pick up the tempo, even though Jokic doesn't do well and he doesn't like the tempo fast. But they're
yeah,
second team. But I'm gonna be paying attention to how many layups we give up, how many times the guard brings the ball up court, does some dribble, and get all the way to the hole.
right.
Because depending on what's wrong with Mitch, I guess we'll find out later. If we don't have Mitch, we're in big trouble. Big trouble.
Big trouble, big trouble. So I'm gonna get out of here, man, and get some sleep real quick before I
All
take the
right.
ladies to Columbia.
All right.
Thanks again, my partner in crime. Right there, Gi. Shout out to Gi for bringing some sanity to this thing we call the Knicks Morning Drive. Shout out to the chat. Everybody be peaceful. Much respect to everybody. Hope y'all stay safe. I'll holler at y'all tonight at 11:45 for the Knicks at Night podcast.
Thanks
Peace.
for having me. Shout out to the chat.
For sure.